So again, I run across a guy that I know, served time with him. Good dude, as far as I know. They just got locked up again recently, but what's crazy is they got locked up 2 years ago. And what they got locked up 2 years ago again was ringing bells. I was hearing some things through the old, inmate.com, so to speak. What they got locked up for, I want to share this with you. Possession, oh my God, this makes it even worse. Possession with intent to distribute, second conviction. Okay, I like the way that they word that right there because they say second conviction, which means you're not getting first-time offender status for drugs. So anybody running across this is going to know X-nay on the first-time offender status, A for the drugs. Capiche? Yeah, man, they got the possession with intent to distribute second offense. Gosh almighty, that's bad enough. But then they also have convicted felon, nonviolent within 10 years, possession of a firearm. Folks, this joint hit me like a ton of bricks. Because interestingly enough, this is in part what yours truly went to prison for when I served 7 years in prison. Now, when I had possession with intent to distribute, that was my first offense of that. I was not second offense. But I had that same charge, possession with intent to distribute, and a convicted felon, nonviolent offender, possession of a firearm. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you and the reason why I've titled this, Could You Snitch Your Way Out of This, is because I know all too well the amount of time that charge not only carries, or those two charges combined, not only carry, but folks, it is mandatory minimum. In fact, here in my state in Virginia, we've got a nice little name. It's a name that they call that combination of charges right there. And it's Project Exile. Project Exile refers to any convicted felon being caught in possession of a firearm. And the amount of time that they have to mandatory minimally, serve. So if you're a convicted felon and you're a violent offender and you get caught with possession of a firearm, and let's just say you're not even using the firearm. Let's just say you get pulled over and they catch you with the gun, but you're a violent offender and you're a felon. That's automatically 5 years. Automatic. Not to mention any other charges that they tack on with that. That's automatic 5 years. If you're a convicted felon, possession of a firearm, nonviolent offender, it's an automatic 2 years. But then there's other things that, add on and compound the whole situation of Project Exile. You've got convicted felon in possession of a firearm while also, this is where it gets really good. And Stickman here has got the while also. The gun by itself, nonviolent offender, that's an automatic 2 years. Mind you, this stuff happened with this dude in 2022. Convicted felon in possession of a firearm, nonviolent offender, again, 2 years, while also in possession of drugs with intent to distribute is an automatic additional 5 years. So if you got the gun and the drugs, that's 5 years. The gun by itself's already 2 years. That is already a mandatory minimum 7 years. If you've got possession of a firearm while also in possession of drugs with intent to distribute as a convicted felon, nonviolent offender, while also within 500 yards of a school zone, God bless, that's another 5 years. If old Joe would have got pulled over anywhere near a school, I wouldn't have been able to get nothing less than 12 years. Anyway, so, dude got locked up back in 2022 with these charges, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, nonviolent offender. That's an automatic 2 years. And then also possession with intent to distribute the drugs, second offense, that's an automatic 5 years. So you're already looking at an automatic 7 years. Again, this took place back in 2022. I remember running into this dude. Oh, shit. I don't even remember when I ran into him. I might have ran into him last year. I can't remember. I know that I seen him not so long ago. So what I'm saying to you is it possible to snitch your way out of mandatory minimum time? Project Exile at that. Like, I don't even know how to find the answer to this. I mean, if we look at this situation right here that I'm talking about, maybe plausibly you could. Now, let's go ahead and play devil's advocate right here. Let's just say, plausibly, possibly, I'm talking some very, I don't even know how you would, but let's just say hypothetically, you beat that second offense, possession with intent to distribute. I don't even know how you would beat a second offense unless you had some type of a loophole, a bad search and seizure. They didn't have a warrant, probable cause, whatever. But if you've already got one on your resume, I don't even want to call it a jacket. It's your resume. If you've already got one possession with intent to distribute on your resume, well, and they charge you with another one. I know it's a lot of hearsay, circumstantial evidence, but it's certainly something that the prosecution could bring up at trial if you do try to fight it. Your Honor, old boy already been convicted of one of these jimmies in the past. It's not a far stretch to imagine that he caught himself another one. He came home, got him the D-Boy starter pack, and here we are. John says, take off your boxers, Joe. Come on, man. So again, folks, I asked you, can you snitch your way out of mandatory minimum time? It really grinds my gears to see a guy that I know. And again, mind you, I heard about this situation. I heard about it. I heard that he got tore off. I heard that it wasn't good because, he was back out there. But I've heard that about a lot of people. I had that same exact situation. I'll never forget the first time my lawyer came to see me. What was her name? Her name was Stephanie Bolins. Never going to forget her for as long as I live. Gosh almighty. They should have made a TV show about my situation. When I got locked up, man, it was crazy as shit. I will never forget it for as long as I live. Little Miss Stephanie Bolins, public defender. Okay, she's coming in there rustling all of her paperwork. She was a nice enough lady, but I'll never forget the first time that she came to see me. She tried to give me the rundown look. Don't talk about your case in here at the Snitch Factory. I'd never been locked up in this jail before, so I didn't really know. But I think by the time she came to see me, I was already starting to see some signs that that's what it was. But she comes to see me, and it was a lot of oh shit moments from her to me. Like the first one, she's going over my case. She's like, hey, okay, so you've got possession with intent to distribute. You've got possession of a firearm, nonviolent offense. Oh, shit. And I'm like, wait, what you mean? What you mean, oh, shit? She was like, yo, you got Lyons and Lopez on your case. And I'm like, yeah, the two cops that arrested me, yeah, they were some son of a bitches, too. One of them is actually a lieutenant now. Dirty copped his way all the way up the pecking order. I can't remember which one it is, but I saw that. He's like running the freaking city out there or some shit. But she was like, oh shit, you got them. They dirty. She was like, you know who they are? I was like, yeah, I've heard some things about them. I saw some things too when they arrested me. So that was her first moment. And then she's going over my case and she's like, oh shit, you got mandatory minimum time. Yo, you Project Exile. And I was like, yeah, I kind of figured that without even needing you to tell me about that. She was like, yo, it's so crazy because, and this probably wasn't during the first time that she came and seen me. I think this was right before we were getting ready to go take a plea deal or go to trial. But she would come back and she would tell me, she was like, oh shit, it's so crazy. You got Project Exile. She was like, so your guidelines on this call for the max end of your time that you should be sentenced to is only 5 years, 8 months. She was like, but because you got Project Exile, you can't get nothing less than 7 years. I said, yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy, ain't it? I got to do a whole damn near year and a half more than the high end. Anyway, so that happened. Those two oh shit moments happened in my particular situation where I had the same charges that this dude had. And that was 2 years ago, and he'd been on the streets. But anyway, so the lawyer came. We had those two oh shit moments. And then I'm sitting in the hole. Okay, I got tore off for tattooing. I'm back in the hole. I got my Seroquel pills. I've told that story a whole bunch. Waiting to go to trial or take a plea deal, you know. I hate the way that this is going to sound. I don't want to say that I was praying. Like, Lord, please be with me as I go up into this court. But, you know, I was certainly probably praying. Hey, God, listen, man, let's strike a deal right now. That's the only cooperation I ever had was with the good Lord. Lord, if you give me another chance, I swear to God, you ain't got to worry about me no more. I promise I'll tighten up and fly right. If you give me anything less than 15 years, that was literally the plea bargain I was trying to strike with the good Lord. Back in the isolation after I went through this very dark period of time where I felt like, hey man, I'm about to eat these Seroquels. I'm about to hit the I'm about to go to the gulag. Vince said those Seroquel pills wouldn't have done it to you, but I ain't know that. I had 12 or 14 100 milligram Seroquel pills that I essentially stole from a guy. I thought it was going to do it. I wouldn't have stolen them. You know, I didn't steal them because I wanted to do them. I stole them because I needed them. I needed them more than he did. I'm sharing this with you because it's important. We had a third oh shit moment with me and my court-appointed lawyer. You see, I was sitting back there in isolation after I finally realized that, look, I'm going to tighten up. I'm going to fly right. If they give me anything less than 15 years, I'm going to go home. I'm going to do something. At this point, you know, YouTube wasn't even in my radar. But I get a visit. I don't even know it's from my lawyer. They just call me. They're like, hey, Guerrero, cuff up. You got a visit. I'm in isolation. You don't get no visits back in isolation. They didn't tell me it was a lawyer visit. So now, you know, I'm thinking, oh, shit. Oh, shit. They about to drop my charges and indict me federally is what I thought. I thought that that's what was getting ready to happen to me. So I'm shitting a brick, you know what I mean? Little June, super puckered, I should say. Because let me tell you something, man. Had I gone federal, oh my God, they would have annihilated me. I ain't have nothing but a little 1/4 ounce of blow, a little .380 firearm that was registered to some crackhead broad that was sitting right beside me. All she had to do was take the damn charge. Would have been in possession of a concealed weapon. 30 days at the most for her. That shit cost me 7 years. Yeah, I'm mad about that. She was ready to testify against me and everything, even though I took all the damn, I took the rap for everything. They called me for this visit. I think the feds are coming to indict me. And let me tell you, you know, they could have given me a career criminal charge, you know, because I had been nothing but a constant screw up my whole life. So they could have careered me out is what it's called. So God only knows what the drugs and the guns would have carried, the drug and gun would have carried in the federal system. Throw on a career criminal charge, that's like a mandatory 20, I think. Maybe it's like 15 to 20. I don't know what that carries. But it carries a shitload of time as well. So anyways, long story short, I go down to this visit. I'm thinking it's going to be federal agents down there to talk to me, and it wasn't. It was my lawyer. And I'm like, damn, what are you doing here? Do you have some pertinent information to tell me? And she did. She said, listen, I just wanted to come and let you know. And I don't even know why she came to see me. She could have just sent me a letter and told me this, but maybe she liked me. Maybe she felt something for me. I'm telling you, this should have been a movie. Because old Joe didn't snitch. And I think that shit really resonated with her working in this particular city where everybody was doing that. And the jail was known as a snitch factory. Anybody else who got these charges I got, they would have told. Hence the damn dude that I'm telling you about where all of this is being revitalized in me is coming from. A dude that I served time with, a dude that I had on the channel, caught the same damn charges that sent me away for 7 years. He caught those charges back in 2022. I just seen him on the streets last year. He's been out long enough to catch more charges. My lawyer comes to see me. I got no idea why she's coming to see me. And she says, hey, I just wanted to come and let you know that I am no longer working at the public defender's office. And I'm like, okay. She says, yeah, I'm now a federal public defender, I think is what it was, or a federal defense lawyer is what she said. But I'm pretty sure she was a federal public defender. And she said, but listen, you got such a screwed up situation. She said, I still want to represent you even though I don't even work for these people no more. She said, I'm going to take your case pro bono. Something along them lines is what she said. And I was like, gosh almighty, thank you, I guess. There was nothing she could do. I was already screwed. I made statements against myself. They had me dead to rights with everything I was charged with. So there was no fight in this. I wasn't snitching or cooperating, so there was no need to worry about a time reduction. But let's go to the fourth oh shit moment. So the first oh shit was when she recognized the police officers that arrested me and how dirty they were. The second oh shit moment was when she recognized that I had Project Exile and I couldn't get anything less than 7 years. The third oh shit, she quit the public defender's office, went to become a federal public defender. Let me tell you how easy of a gig that's got to be. Ain't nobody in the federal system fighting nothing. All you doing is taking a plea deal. I mean, you got to. The Fed's got a 95% conviction rate. So you ain't got to worry about doing nothing. To be honest, go to the prosecutor, be like, yo, hey, what can we do here? Brian says, bro, this story is long. But you're engrossed in it. And that's what I'm good at. I'm good at telling stories. Brian, I dedicate this to you. If I had a Sharpie marker, I swear I'd write your name right across my t-shirt. James says the story has a 100% fall asleep rate. See, that's the problem. I could be sitting here prison NPCing for you. Corn, so good. That's what you want. But I try to give you the real. Oh my God. It's an election year. I mean, fuck it. Maybe it's prison ASMR at this point. Donate $1. Mr. Lucky says, give Brian another 20 minutes. You already know I'm going to, man. You ain't even got to tell me. Don't tell me to do it. So anyways, how many oh shit moments was it? The cops, the time, she quit. And then the fourth one. There was the fourth one. And that was on the day of my reckoning, I guess you should call it. So it was either Joe's going to take a plea deal or I'm going to trial. And we had no idea what I was going to do, because when she quit and she came to see me, she said, listen, they haven't come at you with any type of a plea deal. So we'll just wait till your court date, see what they say. Okay, good enough. So the day of court comes up, she comes back to me. She says, hey, look, they're willing to drop like one misdemeanor. And I went at them with like a straight 10 years because they weren't offering any cap on time. So what you mean they ain't offering no cap on time? She was like, so it's an open plea. You're going to plead guilty. They're going to drop one misdemeanor, but you're going to plead guilty with no idea how much time they could give you. She said, I went at them with a straight 10-piece. And they said, nah. So I'm like, oh shit, they trying to smoke my boots. Fuck it. We going to trial. And this was oh shit moment number 4. Because she was like, what you mean we going to trial? I said, hey, is that crackhead ex-girlfriend of mine out there? She said, yeah, she is. She ready to testify on you. I said, that's wow. Yeah, we going to trial. I want to watch her do it. She was like, Joe. By this point, we're on a first name basis, me and the lawyer. She was like, Joe, you're facing 50 years. I said, man, I don't give a damn. She was like, I know you don't. I know you don't. I know you don't. She was like, that's called pride. She was like, put that shit aside, take this plea deal. I'm like, what you mean take the plea deal? The plea deal that don't got no time on it? What am I going to do? I'm going to take the plea deal and they're going to smoke my boots and then I can't appeal it because I took the deal. Ain't no appeal if you take the deal. There's 4 different ways that you can get an appeal if you took the deal. But they crazy ways. Inadequate counsel, yada, yada, discrepancies in the case. Like, those are the only way. You take a deal, there's no appeal. So I'm like, shit, screw that. We going to trial. See, now this screwed her up because now she's like, oh my God, I got to go in here and represent this maniac. So we go up in there and there wasn't even no need for her to do that. She didn't have to do nothing. They put the canine officer on the stand and that was it. Boom. Sparky got me convicted. They didn't need the ex. They didn't need, me. They didn't need shit. They found me guilty right then and there. I mean, they probably gave me a chance to say something, but what was I going to say? I think I probably said, I made a mistake. I came here with these drugs. I know I did this. I think I went to trial and I still admitted that I did it. I'm pretty sure that's how that went down. Because once the prosecution they rested right after the canine officer. They didn't need nothing else. They gave me a chance to say something. I said, yep, I did this and I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Found me guilty right then and there. They didn't need nobody else. Joe admitted it in the courtroom. What else was I going to do? I couldn't fight it. I was only taking it to trial because the plea deal was bogus. So again, I share with you, could you snitch your way out of mandatory minimum time? Because in old Joe's case, I know firsthand, I won't even think about doing no snitching. But I know damn well, hey, if it's mandatory minimum, man, you going to wear that shit. Unless you got something super good. Hey, listen, man, I got something. Boy, I got something going to put some stripes on your arm. I'm going to turn you into the mayor. John says, F them plea deals. You better bet it. Plain Indy says, keep telling stories people can learn from. It's so crazy, right? I'm kind of getting ate a little bit in the comments for telling a prison story, but yet, yeah, people would say, oh, Joe don't got no more prison stories to tell. But yet I'm telling a pretty damn good one. I figured it's what people wanted to hear. I want to answer this question right here. Shout out to you, Aaron, for being a channel member. Haven't dog units been discredited? If they have, send me the story because I would love to see it. Because when I went to trial and they put that Sparky son of a bitch on the stand, I'm thinking to myself, how you going to tell me that you can't just yoke up on the collar a little bit, make him jump on the car? Oh, we got a hit. The dog alerted to the car, so we knew we had probable cause. You know how they verified the dog? They started off by talking about the fact that Sparky has led to the apprehension of 6,000 kilos from the streets, and that Sparky goes through rigorous, regular, routine training once a month. And Sparky's only 5 years old. Sparky is the truth. Who you gonna believe, him or the dog? And you know what? When they said all that shit, I was like, damn, 6,000 kilos? I ain't got a leg to stand on up in here. Redskin Chris, shout out to you, brother. In my case, they said the dog alerted them there used to be drugs in the vehicle. How the hell dog tell them that there used to be anything anywhere? The dog got a whiff of it, I guess. Maybe Sparky could talk. What is it, Lassie? Chris had drugs in the car, but they're not there anymore. Good boy.